Increase the magneton pulse to 3,000 terajoules.
No, Tyrell. We can't contain the Orbs' Verteron emissions. We have to...
We're out of time, Zoto. The Federation's taking control of the station and our project is being cancelled. This is our last chance. Initiate the pulse. Now. Ronell, status.
I'm reading a massive Verteron cascade. We're losing primary power. Switching to backup. Safety protocols are offline.
Boost the containment beam.
Too late. The Verteron cascade is causing a subspace rupture. Scanners are offline.
Switch to portables.
The Verteron cascade is focusing on a single point. Field strength increasing. Subspatial curvature is now 1.4 million ligots and rising.
It's forming a wormhole. Is it stable?
Hello everyone, it's Alieri here. I thought I'd do something a little bit different rather than the ARC videos as well. I'll keep doing those, don't worry at all. I've only done a couple so far, many in the plans. I wanted to do a playthrough. Basically this is of a game which I used to love when I was much younger. It's quite an old game now. It's a Star Trek game which in my mind is one of the best definitely top two Star Trek games ever made, alongside Starfleet Command or in Pirates. Yeah, so this is Star Trek Deep Space Nine: The Fallen. It's based around the TV show Star Trek Deep Space Nine, set in the same time. And yeah, you've got 3 different campaigns, playing as 3 of the main characters from the show. Major Kira Nerys, a Bajoran, Commander Benjamin Sisko, a human, and Lieutenant Commander Worf, a Klingon. So yeah, I'm just going to jump straight into it. I'm going to start with Kira. My plan is to probably do around 1 episode per mission, which means each episode is probably going to be around something between 20 and 40 minutes long, depending on each mission. Some are longer, some are shorter. And make sure I try not to talk during cinematics. I know some people find that very annoying. And yeah, so if anyone's interested, I hope you enjoy, and feel free to check out my other videos, of course. So yeah, let's get started.
Kira Nerys, personal log, stardate 51957.1. I'm on my way to Bajor to meet with Obanik Keelan, a friend of mine from the days of the occupation. Keelan used to be one of the best soldiers in the Bajoran resistance, and he was a good friend. But now, he's the leader of the cult of the Pah-wraiths. I'm disgusted by his choice of religions, but after all we've been through, I can't just turn my back on him. Obanik truly believes the prophets have abandoned Bajor, and that the Pah-wraiths are the true prophets. He makes a very convincing argument. I hate to admit it, but he almost had me believing it. Now he wants me to help him convince the Federation to put pressure on the Vedic Assembly to let him and his cult explore the ancient temple on Gerado. I don't know what to do. I want to help him, but if I do, am I helping the Pah-wraiths? I gave him my word I'd always be there for him. If I say no to his request, I might as well forget every promise I ever made.
Kira, it's an ambush. Those bastards in the Assembly have sent a team of killers to silence us.
Kira to runabout. Computer, respond.
It's no use, Nerys. They're jamming long-range communications.
Keelan, does the monastery have a subspace transceiver?
Affirmative. The communications communication arrays mounted on the tower on the opposite side of the bridge.
If we realign the array's transceiver coils, we may be able to send a focused subspace signal to the runabout and beam everyone to safety.
It's worth a shot, but the enemy has blocked the top of the bridge with their APC. You'll need to take a less direct approach to the tower.
Acknowledged. Just feed me the directions.
I'll get my brethren to safety. We'll rendezvous at the tower. I'll panic out.
So yeah, here we are.
Follow Jaro. He'll lead you to the chapel. Inside you'll find supplies and the key to our library. Be careful. The Kaltan have already infiltrated the monastery and the tower.
Acknowledged. Kira out.
This series was known for being very much more, I wouldn't say controversial, but definitely focusing on religious ideals and beliefs as part of the core storyline. Not of any religion that we have in the real world, but of a made-up religion and a religious war between two cults within it in the Bajoran temples. Yeah, so this is a third-person shooter / puzzle game. Some elements of puzzle anyway. You see these sort of little runic pictographs on the statues there that she presses. You find those all the way around the world. Some of them are activatable in series. Some you simply just activate and open doors.
Obanik, I've got the key.
Head to the library. It's on the other side of the courtyard. Look sharp.
Yeah, so I'm just going to follow it through. In terms of the interface, we've got our health down the bottom left corner, good old-fashioned percentage health display. There is no health regeneration, so you need medical kits or hypersprays. Bottom right corner, we have our currently equipped weapon, which we can cycle between. I'm going to go with the phaser for now. And we also have... Oh, actually, there's a bad guy there. Go first. We also have various items at our disposal. Tricorder, any equipable of items that we just picked up, like the artifact, and also the hypersprays and things. In terms of combat, there is an auto lock-on feature, which I'll demonstrate now. So even when I'm moving around, the phaser stays attached to that person until he's dead. The phaser itself is your most basic backup weapon. It cannot run out of ammo, but it does need time to recharge. So you have to be careful of overuse. So at the moment I'm going to wait for it to recharge before I progress forwards. There are, I think, 10 or 12 different weapons in this game, which you unlock as you go through the campaigns. But my memory of it is not 100% because it was a long time ago I played it last. Yeah, these guys like executing civilians. Yeah, so we can also use the tricorder, and if we lock on to certain targets, it'll tell us information about them. Not so useful for corpses, but it does help in various different things later on in the game. The minimum fire amount, shall we say, for a phaser is 10. So when I just fire it in bursts like this, I'm using up 10% of its power that's recharged. Oh. The enemy does have grenades as well as their normal weapons. Unfortunately, you can't pick up their weapons, but you will unlock, as I said, specific weapons which you can pick up later on. This game, as you just saw there, utilizes teleporting a lot. It's basically its excuse to allow enemies to spawn behind you, which, trust me, is incredibly annoying. They have a sort of a suicide run attack if they're close to death. The AI is quite good, so they generally hit you. It's quite hard to dodge things. Pop hyperspray. So yeah, the graphics are dated, definitely, but they look nice still. It's aged not awfully, considering how old it is.
Please stop them before they murder the Prylar. The love of the Pah-wraiths be with you.
So going back to the comment I made earlier about the religious war, the majority of the Bajoran population worship the prophets, which, as you discover in the TV show, are actually interdimensional beings that do not perceive linear time. So they can see the past, the present, and the future all at the same time, and you can imagine with a power like that, they must appear like gods to some people. But the new cult, the Pah-wraiths, are basically a sort of counter to those. They are a similar level of sophistication and power in terms of the species that they represent, but they are, in truth, no more godly than the prophets. The reason they're called Pah-wraiths as well is the Pah in the Bajoran ideal is effectively the soul, or something very similar to it. So, whereas the prophets, as by their name, prophesize about the future, the Pah-wraiths are actively trying to steal your soul. That's a very basic, maybe childish description of it, but they are trying to subvert the universe to their own ends. And they can occupy the bodies of hosts in order to manifest themselves in our dimension. So, oh, there you go. This one, nope. So yeah, those pillars I'm rotating, they unlock the next room, and you see these lights with symbols underneath them. Some of them that you activate reveal secret rooms, some of them do nothing. You can also contact...
Obanik, report.
This isn't a good time.
Understood. Kira out.
You can also contact any of your fellow characters, shall we say. Right now, one of them's trying to contact me as the badge.
Kira to Obanik, what's your status?
Pin down. Taking fire. Proceed to your next objective.
Acknowledged. Proceed with caution. Kira out.
Okay. And again, they're killing civilians. They just like executing civilians for no reason.
The Prylar. The Pah-wraiths will guide you.
I can't quite remember what the Prylar is. I feel like Obanik might be the Prylar. Basically the sort of chief priest. Or bishop, or however we would call such a thing. But I'm not quite sure. We have unlocked ourselves a packet of chips. That looks good.
Please stop them before they murder the Prylar, the love of the Pah-wraiths.
Nope, engineering card.
Head back to the cleansing pool in the habitat area. With the engineering card, you can access the environment controls and open the reservoir grate.
Acknowledged. Kira out.
Something you have to remember with this game as well, because it's a bit older, the concept of a checkpoint in a game hadn't really been invented yet. So if you die, you have to start again unless you actually remember to manually save the game. So I'm just going to do that now quickly. There you go. I remember there are some missions which you're literally feeling like you're beating your head against a brick wall. They are so impossibly horrible of 10 enemies spawning at once, and you just have to try it and practice it and teach yourself the mission 50 times over in order to pass it. When you actually do it, it's great. And you look like you're some sort of god of balancing attacks and dodging other people's attacks and just sort of knowing that someone's popping out around the corner because you've done it and died 500 times before. But it's just one of those things. They love the swimming pools. The Bajoran temples are all full of swimming pools. So activate the engineering card. I feel like if you really wanted to get wherever we're going, there would be a better way than going for a swim. It only lets you come off in certain places. There you go. So, I feel like it's this... I'm trying to remember this, a really long time ago. Emergency lights. Oh no, I need the power first. That was it. There you go, power restored. Now we go back there. And security console. And then we go to the security console. And we turn it on. And we open the door. I think most people are probably quite happy they don't have that locking system in their home. Every time they go out to work, they have to do that. You get these little sort of loot boxes with ammunition and things in. You can actually use this rifle as a sniper, and if you zoom fully in and fire once, it will one-shot most enemies. But it is very ineffective at close range, and it's very rare you actually get the required range to make use of it. Ladders are a little bit of a pain, because if an enemy sees you while you're on a ladder, there's nothing you can do. You simply have to make it to the bottom and let them attack you until, or climb back up and try and shoot them. Yeah, one comment I didn't make earlier actually was the 3 campaigns from the 3 characters. They're actually simultaneous. So while I'm doing these missions, there will be a corresponding mission that if you were to play the other campaign would be running at the same time. And while you're in this campaign,
run across the underside of the bridge to the tower. Watch out for the enemy's impulse fighter.
Acknowledged. Kira out.
while you're in this campaign, you will interact with the characters from the other campaign as if they were doing it, kind of thing.
Come with me, quickly.
This is the lock-on feature again, so if you see it, automatically the cursor went to a mine on the floor.
Come with me, quickly.
It's quite useful actually. You can use the weapon as a sort of minesweeper. Now in theory there's a bad guy there. Let's try to incinerate. There you go. You're right there, sir. I think by the sort of scripting of the game, he's supposed to have been killed by the guy that's running across the bridge. But because he wasn't, his AI is a bit lost now, he doesn't know what to do, so he's just going to sort of walk leisurely back. Now I seem to remember there's a fighter on my left that's going to try and shoot at me. Yep, right. There is no way to avoid that, you simply have to run through it. This is the next bit that's interesting.
Keelan, there's a force field blocking the way.
Damn! The enemy must have tripped the security net in that section. Try locating the field generator with your tricorder. Determine its frequency.
And then adjust my phaser's modulation to match.
Right. You should be able to blast through the field and destroy the generator.
Acknowledged. Kira out.
I think that explained it better than I probably could. Basically, you find the shield generator, you lock onto it, it tells you the field modulation. Your phaser, when you equip it, then auto-modulates to that value, and then you can fire through the field as if it were not there. The concept of a force field as a whole is quite a common Star Trek thing. It's to do with excited particles, which basically repel anything which is pushed into them. Normally, I think they don't do damage in the TV shows. You just sort of, it's like you're running into a brick wall. You know, if you run into it quickly, it hurts, but if you just walk into it, it doesn't. But in this game, it doesn't matter how quickly or slowly, you will take a small amount of health damage. Some more ammo and a hyperspray, always useful. And going swimming again. Oh, the graphics. Yes, there's a few graphical glitches where you can sometimes see through items that you shouldn't, and other such things.
I'm inside the tower.
Good work. Now, listen carefully. You'll need to realign the communication array using the console on the first floor. The card is hidden behind a holographic wall on the second floor. Use your tricorder to locate the wall and the hidden control switch. Hurry, Nerys. If the enemy destroys the array, we're finished.
Understood. Kira out.
I'm just going to save it again. You kind of get in the habit of doing this after a while. Oh. Stop killing civilians!
Must save the Prylar.
Alright, that doesn't do anything. Let's run around this way. Oh, there goes something there. Just a bit low on health. I find the standing still jumping animation to be kind of amusing. I don't think many people jump like that. Oh, got a medkit, nice. Okay. Oh, there's a mine. So yeah, I need a command card, which I don't have yet, so I need to go and find that. Nothing in here. Oh, a little box. Wait. You know, you can die to your own grenade. Oh, come on. That should have killed you. Oh, please, thank you. And that's the end. Okay, let's go back. Quite often in these missions as well, there are scenarios where you have to kind of, you run all the way through, and then you run back, and that unlocks something. Or you just find yourself running back and forward within the level for specific objectives. So before I came from downstairs, now I'm going upstairs, I guess. Ow. Die. Yeah. Okay. So when the lock-on feature, where you aim near them and it always holds to them, that only applies horizontally, not vertically. So you can, once you locked onto a target, you can actually end up above. You can end up shooting above their head, sorry, or below their feet. So I have the command card. Die. There you go. Yeah, the fire caves are the Bajoran sort of complex of hell. So basically, you know, may your soul burn in hell. It's quite a normal insult. Most of the sayings and insults and everything else within Star Trek are adapted from real-world things and just put into a science fiction context. This was done, I think, just to try and make it relatable for everyone. I think it works quite well.
Kira told Banner, I've realigned the communication array.
Nerys, I'm taking fire. Rendezvous at the top of the tower. We can signal the runabout from...
Keelan,
Alright, so now I run back again, all the way back up, and I go further. And people spawn all around me, wonderful. There was one other guy. Saw him. Where'd he go? Okay, never mind. Carrying forwards. There's going to be more people, I'm sure. Nope, okay. Wait. No dodging, that's not that. Wait, there you go. Ow. I don't like to tend to let my health go below about 50%. It's just a bit risky. Some of the weapons in this game are very strong, and they can chunk a huge amount of your life in 1 or 2 shots. Oh, oh, force field. See, I didn't see that. That's actually quite good. Alright, 12.8. There you go. Activate this thing. And yeah, I believe once I enter command into that console, that should be the end of the mission, apart from a short cinematic. So I will say goodbye here, I guess. I hope you've all enjoyed watching. It's been interesting. I know it's quite an old game, but I really enjoy it, and hopefully you'll come back and stick with me while I play some more levels. Yeah, so if any of you liked it, then please feel free to like the video. Always subscribe to me if you want, and then you can see the more as they come out. And yeah, I guess I'll see you all next time. Well, goodbye for now.